TTrades just made 30k in 1 month with this strategy. So let's see if we can actually get the same result, and I'll show you how you can make it even better using a trading journal. Let's go over the strategy and its rules. So first you need to get it on screen at around 10 AM, which is the silver bullet time. Then you need to mark the 9 AM high and low. And this is why I have the chart separated that way, just like TTrades did it in his backtest, which I'll share the link in the description if you want to check it out yourself. Then we'll wait for a sweep of either the high or the low of the 9 AM candle. And then we'll use an entry criteria. So this is something that we need to figure out, because in TTrades' video, since he has a lot of experience, he's been using different entry criteria. Sometimes he would use a fair value gap, other time he would use a breaker, an order block, so we need to figure that out. And then finally, the TP will be the opposite side of the 9 AM candle, so very interesting here. So let's start. As I said, we'll need to take the 9 AM candle, so let's first just go at 10 AM. Once we reach the 10 AM, we have here the 9 AM candle. So we need to take the low and the high of it, and we have them here. So now we just need to wait for a break of either this high or this low. We just took out the high. Let's see if we have a nice reaction for it. So as I said in his video, he's using different way of entering a trade. So we need to figure something out for us, but in here I'm seeing a low that was broken. We'll start seeing here a displacement. So let's go over different ways you can enter this trade. My favorite one, as you know, is to wait for a break of structure, fair value gap. So we can see here a very small fair value gap. This is how I would enter myself. But you can also use, for example, an order block. So the open of this candle right there. Something very universal also is to use the OTE. So you can just put the order at the 62 and then cover the stop loss above. You can just use whatever works for you. So the level right there. So I use the fair value gap in here. The take profit is here at the opposite side of the 9 AM candle, and then the stop loss there. Let's see. So we got triggered. And then a beautiful take profit to start off this backtesting. We'll just do some days, maybe a complete month, and then we'll see how it goes. Alright, so now we have the new day, so we need to move those lines to the 9 AM candle. Alright, so we took out this level. We'll now wait for a displacement. Nothing yet. It needs to be very clear. So that's something TTrade didn't really develop on. And there you go. This is something I think is pretty significant, because we have this low, right? We have this big displacement. Let's wait now for a fair value gap. There you go. We have one here. And as you know, the silver bullet is only from 10 AM to 11 AM. So if we don't have an execution before 11 AM, I'll just cancel the trade. Something also TTrades did in his video is, after going at 3R in profit, it would move his stop loss to break even. So we'll also try to apply that during this backtest. Alright, so we got executed before 11, so we're good here. And that's a stop loss. Let's go for the next day. Let's wait for the level to be taken out. And if you like this series about testing different strategy, looking for the best strategy on YouTube, please leave a like. I really appreciate it, and it helps my channel. Alright, so we took out the low. Let's see if we have a clear displacement. Nothing yet, and since we came to 11, we just need to go to the next day. So I was actually very surprised about the good results I got in his backtest, but maybe it depends on which month you're backtesting, right? So, you know, market can be different from one month to the other. So in here, just like the two other backtests that I did, I'm backtesting the month of February, which is the first good month of the year during Q1. Just to be fair with the two other strategies, I'll be backtesting the same month every time, but I really suggest doing your own backtest and backtesting multiple months. Alright, so I'm seeing here this break of structure with this small low, but I need to see something much more significant. So you can see here that's one downside of this strategy the way TTrades showed it. You need to figure out for yourself what you need to see before entering a trade. So for me, I want to see a break of structure and a displacement. Alright, so we have a fair value gap right there, but we didn't break out this low, so I'm not going to enter it. Alright, so we got it here. I'm not used to trade that far from the level, but we just need to apply the rules. And then going for the other side. So very big take profits. Maybe that's why he's managing the trades like he's doing. As I said, if you go to 3R, you move your stop loss to break even. But let's first see if we get triggered before 11. Alright, so it's 11. No, we didn't get triggered, so we need to cancel it. So let's be quicker now. We know what we're looking for, so I'll just go over the days. We took out the level. I'm waiting now for something very clear showing a displacement, break of structure, fair value gap. I'm looking for signs of reversal. Alright, so now I'm seeing here we're starting to move back down. Let's see if we have a fair value gap somewhere. I'm also seeing this order block and this one. So in this case, I think I'll be using the 62. I'm seeing a fair value gap, so we might fill it and then go back down, but just like he's doing in his backtesting, I'll adapt to price action. So this is where experience comes into play, and that's something I don't like as much compared to my other strategies where everything is mechanical. So even though you're a beginner or very advanced trader, you can adapt, and then it's very specific, so what we're looking for. But with this strategy, you need to adapt. So let's see if we get triggered. Alright, and then it was a stop loss. Next day. So for now, even though we're still in profit, we're very far from the results he got, so maybe he got a good month. So if I remember well, he was backtesting July. So maybe starting a little bit later in the year, we get better results. So I'm seeing here a small fair value gap, but we didn't break this low, so I'm not going to take it, and that was a good decision. We took out once again the level. We're starting to see a big displacement. Yeah, perfect. So I'm seeing here this gap. I'm going to use it. Stop right there. Take profit right there. Nice execution. Did we get triggered to the take profit? Not even. But since we passed 3R, I'm going to move my stop loss to break even. Hopefully we can get the take profit. It would be ridiculous to lose all those profits. Alright, so very nice for now, 5.8 in profit. Very simple to apply also. I think those are some good concepts you could maybe use. So he's using the high and low of the 9 AM candle. And the whole idea is that if one side of the 9 AM candle is taking, we're probably going to the other side, right? This is pretty much what this strategy is about. So very interesting, to be honest. We took out the level, we're starting to see a push, but no break of structure. Now we got one. I'm going to wait for the fair value gap right there. I'm going to use it. It's a little bit high, to be honest. I don't like that, because if we take a fib, yeah, the fair value gap is above the 50. So maybe in this case we can use the consequent encroachment of the order block in here, or just the 62. Let's just go with the 62. Hopefully I don't get missed on this one. Alright, so that was a stop loss anyway. We took out the level. Let's see if we have a reaction. Yeah, we're starting to see a push. What I'm waiting for is the fair value gap that we got right there. Just like the previous trade, the fair value gap is a little bit high, so I think I'll be using the 62. Well, sadly, I think that's a missed trade. We got a pretty good push right there, so I'm not going to let the trade in because we filled up a lot of liquidity above. So I don't want to be in this trade. There's nothing stopping it from reversing. Exactly. So you saw we took out the liquidity here, filled up this fair value gap, and once I see something like that, there's higher chances of seeing a reversal than coming back and then going back up. So you see that you need to adapt with your experience. So that's something I don't like as much, especially for new traders. But the ideas are pretty good, and if you continue to backtest, I'm sure you get used to it and then find something that works for you. And I'll cover some things you can do in your trading journal to make it specially fitted for your personality, which is something is very necessary in trading. Even ICT talks about that all the time. He has a big library of different strategies, of different concepts. Then what you need to do is take them and then make something for you, because even if I come and give you something that's perfect for you, you still need to journal it, understand it, and maybe add a little bit of something from your own to make it yours, and then be able to trade it. All right, so we got the breakout structure right there. We got a good push. This one's pretty difficult. I don't know if I should use maybe a 62 because I don't see a fair value gap and I don't want to get missed on this one. I'll just take another candle. Small fair value gap, but I'm seeing a reversal. Once again, I'll be using the 62. So big take profit for a 7 hour. So I got triggered. Let's just see where we need to move to break even. 3R is around that point. So I'll just put a line right there. And if we get to the point, I'll just move my stop loss to break even. Let me clean. That's a stop loss. So that's pretty sad because if we can see here, we were at 2.7% in profit. So I'll come at the end with some solutions to be able to profit out of those moves also next day. So we already took out the low at 10 a.m. Let's see if we get a push. So we got a good push here, but I didn't get a break of structure. So I'm not going to take this one. But we missed it. So I guess I should have maybe used a 62, but in my own trading, I would prefer having a break of structure, but see here, a nice entry at the 62. So I don't know how TTrades would use this one, but that's a missed trade for me. So we already took out the level above. Let's see if we get a reversal. Yeah, so good reversal, a little breakout structure here, not the cleanest, but let's wait for a fair value gap that we got right there. Let's put the order. We didn't get triggered. I'm going to cancel it because I feel like we went pretty far, filled up this fair value gap, respected this order block, so I'm going to cancel it. Let's still see how it goes. Eventually a stop loss. So you see, you need to adapt and you need to use your own experience also with this strategy. Once again, right at 10 a.m. we already took out the 9 a.m. level, so we need to wait for a reversal. Okay, so I just made a mistake right there. This was set to the 1 hour because I clicked on this chart. Oh, that's pretty frustrating because I'm seeing here a great move that we could have got. Yeah, there was this fair value gap. I'm pretty salty right now. Alright, let's keep it moving. Anyway, this is just something I'm doing to inspire you to backtest your own strategy. I'm just finding some good strategy, present them to you in the hope that you're going to go and backtest them yourself. But the other one was a pretty good trade I missed. Alright, so we're starting to see a push. I don't see a breakout structure yet. Perfect, that's what I'm looking for. Let's see if we get a fair value gap. Exactly. So I'm not sure if this is a breaker, you know. We had the high, went back down, took out this low, had a big push, so we might respect the high of this fair value gap. So I'm just going to use this one to make sure I don't get missed. but we could also use the open of this order block, or once again the 62. So I'm just going to use that. Yeah, not even a comeback. So you see, we break out of this breaker, quickly retested it, and then went higher. Another mistrade. But you can see here the concepts of TTrades strategy are pretty powerful, to be honest. I really suggest you go back and backtest yourself. Alright, so we took out the high. Great displacement, fair value gap right there. Once again, I don't know if this is a breaker, but I'm just going to use a fair value gap. I think this is fair enough. That's a stop loss. See, once again it happened, so I clicked here on the 1 hour. But anyway, I was lucky there no high or lows were taking. This happened after 11, so we didn't have to take it. But I need to be careful. Every time I click on the chart on the right, so you need to be careful about that on FX Replay also. Every time you click on the right here, it says to the 1 hour. So if you move on the 1 hour, you're going to lose some price action. Alright, so it's set on the 1 minute. We took out very slightly the level. Alright, this is what I prefer to see. Now what I need to see is a big push, a powerful displacement up. This is very slow. It's starting to creep up. This is not what I like to see. See, this was a fake move. This is what I prefer to see, taking out those highs. Let's see if we leave a fair value gap. Perfect. Nice risk to reward, but it's useless if we don't get it triggered. Alright. Taking its time, almost sticking out. Let's just see where we need to go break even. At 3R, he said. So this is where we need to go break even. Let's leave the rest. Alright, so we got to 3R, so we need to put the stop loss above. And we got taking out at break even, pretty sadly. Because the trade did go to almost 3.5 in profit. Personally, I like to take some specific take profit at either 2.5 or 3 depending on the price action that's happening. But you can see here that we almost reached out to this level, filled up all those imbalances, and then we reversed. So that's something you need to study for yourself. Alright, to save you some time, I'll quickly go over all the other trades and tell you the results at the end. So I finished the month with around plus 2% in profit. However, on TTrades defense, I did miss some trades and at one point, we're at plus 6% in profit in just around 2 weeks of trading. So this is what the first thing I would suggest you study in your journal is what would happen if you would stop trading when you reach your profit target for the month. So let's say you set yourself a profit target of 5%. What if you stop trading for that month? And then you wait for the next one. And over multiple months, I think this is maybe a good way of using this strategy. The second thing I would study is the entry criteria. So this is something one of my students actually talked to me about as I was reviewing his trading journal. He backtested the TTrades silver bullet for an entire year because he liked it and he actually found some great things to make it even better. They share with the other pro members. He's the real MVP for that. But he also said that the main difficulty with this strategy is the entry criteria, and I agree with that. So I would define specific rules for myself for the entry and stick to them. As I showed today, you can use the OTE, you can use the order block, you can use the fair value gap breaker, or even a combination of them. That's up to you. Then the last thing I would study is how taking profit at a fixed 3R, for example, every time would affect the results over a long period of time. And if you want to see the huge Excel sheet you can use to study that, I showed it in my last video, which you can click right here.